The receipt lay on the table like an insult. $0. No tip. Ethan stared at it for a second longer than he should have, then forced his face into the same neutral expression he'd mastered years ago. In this job, reactions were luxuries. Rent, daycare, and grocery bills didn't care about pride. He picked up the leather check holder and glanced toward the front door, just in time to see the man push it open and step outside. Tall, impeccably dressed, calm in the way only people who never worrying about money are calm. The billionaire didn't look back. Ethan exhaled slowly and began clearing the table. The dinner rush was over, and the restaurant had that quiet hum of clinking glasses and low conversation. His feet ached. His shoulders burned. He still had to pick up Lily from his neighbor's apartment before the late fee kicked in. Table 12 stiffed you? Marcy asked from behind the counter, already knowing the answer. Ethan shrugged. Happens? Marcy frowned. That guy ordered the whole menu. I thought for sure. It's fine, Ethan said, and meant something close enough to it. He wiped the table, stacked the plates, and slipped the receipt into the check holder. He was about to drop it in the trash when something caught his eye. A line of handwriting, faint and almost hidden under the printed total. Ethan paused. He pulled the receipt out again. The message wasn't long. Just a few words written in careful, deliberate strokes. Check the back. His heart skipped, annoyed at himself for feeling anything at all. People played games? Rich people especially. He'd learned not to expect kindness from men who wore watches worth more than his car. Still, curiosity won. He flipped the receipt over. Written across the back, smaller this time, were 3 lines. I don't leave tips. I leave tests. If you're reading this, come outside. Ethan swallowed. This is stupid, he muttered to himself. Marcy watched him from the counter. You okay? Yeah, he said, folding the receipt and sliding it into his pocket. I just forgot something. He untied his apron, hung it on the hook, and headed for the door. Outside, the night air was cool, carrying the smell of rain and city asphalt. The parking lot was mostly empty. For a moment, Ethan thought the man had already left. Then headlights flashed. A black luxury sedan idled near the curb, engine running. The rear window rolled down. Mr. Carter, a voice said calmly. Ethan froze. No one's called me that in years, he said slowly. The man stepped out of the car. Up close, he was older than Ethan had thought. Late 40s, maybe early 50s. Silver threaded through his dark hair. His eyes were sharp but not unkind. You still answer to it, the man said. Ethan's pulse pounded in his ears. Do I know you? The man studied him for a long moment. You saved my life once. You probably don't remember. Ethan searched his face, memories flickering like broken film. A different life. A different version of himself. Then it hit him. A rain-soaked highway. Twisted metal, fire. A man pinned inside a crushed car. You were the guy in the blue sedan, Ethan said quietly. The man nodded. You pulled me out seconds before the tank exploded. Ethan looked away. I was just there. You were more than there, the man said. You were trained. You moved like someone who knew exactly what to do. Ethan clenched his jaw. That was a long time ago. Yes, the man said. Before you disappeared. Silence stretched between them. My name is Victor Hale, the man said. And tonight was not about a tip. Then what was it about? Ethan asked. Victor gestured toward the car. Get in. Ethan hesitated. Every instinct told him this was dangerous. Ridiculous, a distraction he didn't have time for. Lily was waiting. His life was already balanced on the edge. I have to pick up my daughter, Ethan said. Victor nodded once. So do I. That landed heavier than expected. Ethan got into the car. The interior smelled like leather and something expensive he couldn't name. The door shut with a soft, final click. Victor didn't start driving right away. I've spent the last decade building companies. Buying politicians and controlling outcomes, Victor said. I don't trust easily. Ethan stared straight ahead, okay? So when I saw your name on the receipt, Victor continued. I needed to know if the man I owed my life to still existed. Ethan laughed under his breath. You left $0 to test that? I left $0 to see what you'd do, Victor said. You didn't complain. You didn't chase me. You didn't spit in my food. You didn't throw the receipt away. Ethan turned to him. I almost did. But you didn't, Victor said. You read it. They pulled out of the parking lot. You know why I quit? Ethan asked suddenly. Victor shook his head. Because the day after I saved you, Ethan said, my wife died in childbirth. Victor's breath caught. I buried her and our son in the same week, Ethan continued. And the career I had, the one you recognized, didn't make sense anymore. I'm sorry, Victor said quietly. I didn't want power, Ethan said. I wanted Lily to grow up with a father who came home every night. They stopped at a red light. Victor reached into his jacket and pulled out a folded envelope. I've been looking for you for years, he said. Tonight was my last attempt. He handed the envelope to Ethan. Inside was a check. Ethan's breath left him in a rush. The number didn't make sense. Victor, Ethan whispered. This is a start, Victor said. Not charity. An investment. In what? Ethan asked. In you? The light turned green, but Victor didn't move. I'm building something new, Victor said. Something that requires trust, restraint, and someone who understands sacrifice. Ethan shook his head. I'm a waiter. You're a protector, Victor said. And a father. Ethan thought of Lily's laugh. Her small hands. The way she fell asleep on his chest after long days. I don't want my daughter growing up without me, Ethan said. Neither do I, Victor said. That's why this role comes with one rule. What rule? You never miss a bedtime. They drove in silence the rest of the way. When Ethan stepped out of the car, Victor spoke again. One more thing, he said. Ethan turned. Victor smiled faintly. The tip was never zero. Ethan looked down at the receipt still in his hand. Written at the bottom, almost invisible, was a number. Enough to change everything. He walked inside, heart pounding, and scooped Lily into his arms. That night, for the first time in years, he slept without fear of tomorrow.